Hola, mi gente. How are you? Hope you enjoyed the music. That music was courtesy of our very own Haran Zamarco sitting there. Thank you, Haran Zamarco, for lending us your talent. Welcome, everyone. It is Friday night, TGIF. We made it. We are here. Do you like my earrings? How apropos are these? Yes, these are steak knives or some sort of, yeah, yeah.
I need some statement pieces.
Right? These are very apropos for me. Very, very apropos. No Puerto Rican jokes because I'll take one off. Don't play with me. These are very cute. They're knives. I think
They
they're dope.
are functional jewelry,
There you go.
functional accessories.
Gives a different meaning to don't make me take my earrings off, right?
Like, I'm not here to just accessorize.
Right. Thank you so much for the super chat early. God damn. I was laughing when the super chat came through because your profile pic, I'm trying to get away from that picture. My eyes had not been the same since that picture hit the internet. And there you are.
I don't think any of us are going to be able to escape that picture anytime
Yeah.
soon. It's going down in history next to the Michael Jordan crying. Like we got a long line, and she's been added to that.
Yeah, yes, she has.
But
Thank you so much.
she's got familiar company because her son's on there too. So
Very true. Very true. That was, yeah, they both made it to be memes. That's crazy. Says a lot about that family. But anyhow, thank you, goddamn. Yes, I am glowing. I feel good. Really quickly, congratulations, making history today. Antonio Pierce, aka AP, head coach of the Raiders. Okay. Yes, the man is now head coach of the Raiders. I always love to see my friends doing what the fuck they do. Very, very proud of him. Congratulations to him. I can't even get through on the line because I'm like, I know you celebrate and do your thing. So congratulations, AP. Well deserved, well earned. I love when he was at a press conference and they asked him, "Do you think you deserve to be head coach?" And he said, "I think I earned it." Woo! Those are my people. Okay. Those are my people. So congratulations to AP. Fucking this is a big deal, as you know. The NFL, the coaches are disproportionately white. So the man made history today. So congratulations to him and much more success. Hit them likes on your way in. I appreciate it. It's Friday. We're feeling good. We're looking good. We appreciate you being here. Chat, hold us down. If you're here for the first time, you're going to like it here. Where you been? Chat, you already know what it is. If you want to help Mama, keep the church lights on, do as goddamn did. Hit me with a super sticker or a super chat or a Cash App on the block with Jen because we don't get taxed via Cash App. Thank you to everyone who Cash Apps me because you caught the replay and you like the content. Beautiful panel. Y'all looking good tonight. Do you have anything to say? Anything at all?
No, I have a lot to say tonight. So
about the topic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you, Ace2. Ace2 says he liked our video. He likes our video, Dominicans being Dominicans. Yeah, that was a great one. That was a good one. The comments went ham on there as they do, with Black, Dominican, Latin, who's this and who's that. And I appreciate everybody, even the shit talkers. You know what I mean? Shit talkers. The only thing about the shit talkers is y'all think you're gonna keep me all day in them comments, and Mama got things to do. But thank you for
I meant to
participating.
tell you that show spilled over to my page. It was a lot of views on my page and a lot of comments.
Yeah, I think this is the most comments No Saint ever got on his YouTube. Like they went ham over it too. Yeah,
they went ham.
All good. That is what we need. The engagement, whether or not you hate us or love us, you're still engaging. And that is what we like. Okay? Yes, we do. How are you this evening, Haran and Marco? Fancy meeting you here. Haven't seen you in a while.
Good, man. Doing what I do.
Okay, doing what you do. I'm good, man. Listen, we're getting bigger and better every day. We're learning more and more. I had an amazing meeting earlier. I feel more wiser because of it. My friends are doing well. My family's doing well. Everybody's good. Everybody's good. Some of my friends are going through it, but that's what happens. We all do. We got to encourage them as they go along, right? Sometimes we need them. Sometimes they need us.
Yep, it's
Mm.
a two-way street. And if you're not hanging around with people with that is receptacle, receptacle, what is it? Receptacle?
Reciprocal.
Yep,
Reciprocal.
yeah, that. They hang out with those people. And then,
Mm-hmm.
you'll get things back.
And some things belong in a receptacle.
Yeah.
And just put it just to put it bluntly, for all those who are also going through things, also remember one thing: you have been given the opportunity to be your own hero. If you are going through whatever it is that you're going through, the question is if you're ready to for the responsibility of being your own hero.
I would like to add to that. It's all about perspective, right? Everything is perspective. Our reality is our perspective. So whatever you think is real, right? So the way I look at things when I'm going through something, I don't look at it as like, oh my God, this is bad, this is horrible, why me? I look at it as a character building exercise, an opportunity to build character, an opportunity to go in my toolbox, pull out some of them rusty tools or get some new ones, and let that be the reason, because guess what? It's going to change. It's going to change. And so just use it as an opportunity to grow. That's all.
Absolutely. It always looks horrible, but again, it's about perspective. And people forget that they've gotten through other shit, right? When things
Right.
happen, it's like, oh my God, it's the worst thing ever. But then you just have to remember you got through other shit too. You got through other shit. So, you know what I mean? Keep fighting out there. Everybody who's out there, keep fighting, keep watching us. We'll keep you company 6 nights a week. Sisterhood Sips on Sundays. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and let me remove this super sticker real quick, which I'm very grateful for. But I want everyone to see who we are on the board, so you can follow us on our social media as well. Thank you so much, Louis Kanye, for the super chat. He says, your biggest enemy is yourself. Very, very true. There's a saying that I love. I don't know who the author is, but it says African proverb. I don't know how true that is because I haven't fact checked, but it says, if there is no enemy within, no enemy outside can hurt you. And that's how I live my life. So when people are wondering, wow, this girl gets a lot of hate, and they're always in her comments and they're trying to say she's this and that and not enough of this and not enough of that. Those are enemies on the outside. And the only one that could join them and convince me that I'm everything they say I am is if I have an enemy inside, right? And I do not. So they will lose every time. Doesn't matter what you call me, what you think, what you say, what you think about my work, what you think about my body, what you think about this, what you think about my life. I have no enemy inside that join you on the outside enemy. So you will always lose. That's just
Right.
like. Yeah, so this topic tonight is an interesting one because I have a story about it regarding it. Let's be clear: who's going to star tonight in this topic is Lemuel Plummer, aka Lemmy. They call him Lemmy. He is the CEO of Zeus Network. Some of you may or may not be familiar, but Zeus Network. He is the CEO. Some of the girls on the reality shows that he produces call him Urkel.
A,
Um, now,
Lemmy Pepper Wings.
Lemmy what?
Lemmy Pepper Wings.
Lemmy Pepper Wings. Okay, now why do they call him Pepper Wings?
Because that's okay. So down south, that's a big thing. Like all the girls, they're going to get lemon pepper wings, extra wet flats. That's a down south thing. So they call them lemmy pepper wings
Okay, does he
because
eat
that's a
those?
huge thing. Yeah.
Okay, okay, so Lemmy Pepper Wings. Now I did do a little research. Say
They
again.
they good. You got to try them.
Lemon Pepper Wings.
The lemon pepper wings. You got to try the lemon pepper wings.
No, those are my favorites, but I don't do drums. I cannot do. I'm sorry, I don't do flats. I
I don't
don't
do
do.
flats. I do drums, but that's their thing. Like I never understood the flat thing, but that's their thing. Extra wet flat lemon pepper wings. That's their thing.
I cannot do flats. I do drums. I
Yeah.
just did those the other day, not too long ago. I love me some Wingstop lemon pepper. And the sandwich is quite divine as well. The Wingstop chicken sandwich is yummy. The lemon pepper.
I've always heard about their fries.
The fries are good.
Okay. I'll check them out.
So Lemmy Pepper Wings, aka Lemmy, aka Lemuel Plummer, CEO of Zeus Network. Everybody thinks, oh, it's black owned. It's black owned. I did some digging.
Oh,
Yeah, I did.
oh.
Yeah.
What did you find? I'm curious.
I found the owner, and not only is it a she is white.
Well, hold on now. The plot twist, the motherfucking
Oh yeah,
plot twist.
yes, it does. Let me see if I can pull up her. Let me see if I can pull up her
Damn.
Instagram. I said, I know there's more to this story. There has to be more to this story. And now that he has a spotlight on him, and we will explain why he has a spotlight on him, things are starting to come out. So I was like, let me do a little bit of digging. This is interesting, this man here, because I've seen him on the Breakfast Club. He's talking about Zeus Network, blah, blah, black owned, black owned, black owned. Did a little bit of digging. I was like, that lady, she looks a bit clear.
You sure? Because I mean, they do a lot of bleaching these days, so it could be that.
What is her name here? Let's see if we could pull her up.
Samantha Rosinski.
Close enough. Amanda Cerny. She was a Playboy Playmate and also a Instagram influencer. 22 million followers. Let's pull her up. Let's see who's behind Zeus Network. Yeah, why not? Let's take a look. See.
Adam is a mess. He's such a damn mess today.
Yeah, I did. I threw the broad a couple of bucks.
We talked about the brick lady, right?
That was yesterday or day before.
We talked about the brick lady yesterday, but we could touch on it. It's Friday night. We here for a good time, honey. So we could touch on it again. But we did address the brick lady yesterday. You probably missed it. We'll address it again. We for sure will address it again. So let's look at Amanda Cerny, the lady behind Zeus Network. Share the screen here. Come on in, Amanda. We want to meet you.
Yeah, I need to know more. I got questions. Oh, Amanda's okay. Well,
hi, Amanda.
Why? Okay. Tea time.
Hi, Amanda. So there she goes. There goes Amanda. Hi, Amanda. Hey.
Oh.
There you go. Amanda, go ahead.
Oh,
Amanda.
she's shaking a little tail feather. Okay.
The hips don't lie, honey.
Yes, little piece of belly dancing and all
that.
Little
piece.
techniques.
Yes, Amanda, go ahead.
Oh, she's going to Aspen for the Christmas season. I see.
Oh, she sure did. She's a funny girl. Men like funny girls. Yeah.
So I'm taking it like she's probably made some appearances on Baddies and Baddies West and East and Northwest and Saint and Roomy and Sir.
Lily, you think that the white woman would be anywhere near those negras, those fighting negras?
Looks like Adam Hurd's type of chick.
Well, this is when you think of the Zeus Network and you think, what their content is rolled around on the ground, pulling wigs off, sweating, drunk, belligerent women. I want you to think of Amanda Cerny. There you go. That is the founder. She is the founder of Zeus Network along with this guy. Where is he at? I'm sure you guys have seen him online. He's another founder. And there's another founder because this plot is gonna really thicken for y'all.
This is a lot. Okay.
I did some quick research, Lily.
Nothing's real anymore.
Nothing is real. This is the other founder. This guy here. Also really? Another Instagram influencer.
You know that guy?
Yeah, I've seen him for years now.
Okay, so King, Bach, Amanda Cerny, Daystorm, Power. They are the founders. Lemuel Plummer is the CEO.
He has a job. Okay, got it. He has a job.
Okay. So Lemuel Plummer is the CEO. Those three people I showed you are the founders. It was founded in 2018 by social media personalities Daystorm Power, Amanda Cerny, King Bach. Says Lemuel Plummer serves as CEO. The service features original scripted and unscripted, influencer driven programming. So let's take a peek at the Zeus Network. And I want you to see that because, and let me do this real early because it's going to get spicy.
You know, he's a preacher's kid too. So like Zeus started out as a Christian network.
That's interesting. So
seriously?
Wait a minute. If it was founded by these three people started it as a Christian network. Daystorm,
yeah, it had a ton of program on it before Black China is who took it to the next level. But it had already been operating before Black China came on. Like it had its own programming. Yeah, but it wasn't doing anything until they went ratchet.
Okay, because I'm looking at their content. I don't see anything referring.
Oh no, that was years ago. No. We done got they far removed from that. They far removed. They went and rebranded because Lovely T always talks about when she was so proud of him and he was making this young Black boy making positive content. That's how it started. And she was like, oh, this is gonna be great, preacher's kid, la la la. And then Black China came on and it became a whole nother network because the money started money in.
Okay, so I rang the race bell specifically because we're looking at two Black men who are sandwiching a white woman, a very white woman. We saw what her page looks like, right? We saw her Instagram page. And then we see the two Black men that are flanking her, sandwiching her. And they're the quote unquote founders of Zeus, right? The Zeus that we know today. And Lemuel Plummer is the CEO, right? So let's take a look at, let's just go to Zeus Network. For anyone who doesn't know, I've been under a rock. Let's go to Zeus Network so we can give you a little trailer of their most popular shows and why Zeus is a buzz on the algos. Okay, so let's just take a look. That way you can gauge what it is, because I know a lot of people are like, what the hell is Zeus Network? Let's take a peek. I thought this trailer was perfect, and it's the last trailer that they posted, so it's perfect. So we don't even have to go too far back looking.
Well, they're all the same.
That's true too.
I mean, they could just copy and paste each trailer. It's the same. BBLs, lots of alcohol, sprinkled in some drugs, and fighting.
So let's take a look at Zeus Network, because I know some of you are probably watching like, what is Zeus Network? What is that? What the hell is Zeus Network? Not you, darling. Not looking for you.
Yeah, I remember when they first started making their little buzz. I thought it was an interesting thing to watch. And where it was going to go. I, at that time, didn't know that he had already been out. I thought they started with Black China. Yeah, Adam, I'm pretty sure you do hear about Zeus a lot because it is very popular. Very, very.
Let's go to this guy's page, Lemuel, because Lemuel Plummer, the CEO, he usually posts the trailers as well. I just had it. Give me 1 sec, guys. I will pull it up. I promise. Oh, you fucker. I just had it.
Zeus Network.
It's very important. I just had it, guys. Give me 1 sec.
Yeah, they got to see the visuals for this because
before we even talk, they must see the visuals, and I really want to share these visuals with you.
Yeah, this network has been plagued with some little problems leading up to now. So it's really not a surprise. But I don't keep up with them. I just I might click on somebody's video to watch one thing, one topic, and then I'll get overlapped with something about Zeus. But it's just been a big mess. I didn't realize it was this big of a mess though.
Yeah, it's a big mess. And then we'll get into. Okay, so I found a trailer. For everybody watching, I want to let you know what Zeus Network, what their most popular shows are. I want you to keep everything in mind because there's layers to this. I want you to remember this was founded by 2 Black men and a white woman. Okay, influencers, social media influencers. So they have a big reach, right? What's interesting is that they don't promote. None of the founders promote Zeus Network on their channels. Lamel Plummer, the CEO, promotes the network on his account. So that's interesting, right? The founders are kind of like behind the curtain, like Wizard of Oz, and then Lamel Plummer is front and center, right? And he usually posts the shit on his page. And he has a very interesting interview on The Breakfast Club where he says it's about to be $1 billion business, and I want to watch that as well. So let me share the screen real quick so you can look at their latest trailer. You can see what Zeus Network is about. If you don't know, now you know. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Sapphire went out like a scary ass bitch. How the fuck you letting me go back and forth with bitches and you ain't run up?
I don't. You talking about you sick of her and all this other shit? Like,
It
how are
was a
you sick
couple-
of somebody you don't know?
Because she did a couple things to me.
I'm gonna genuinely apologize to you.
If it was you and her, I would have punched that bitch in her shit real quick.
So it's time for me to meet up with Scotty. I hope she's coming in with the I'm sorry and I apologize for text messaging you, talking shit.
Go look at that face.
Me and my girls, we are ready. We here at Pier 1.
What happened? Why the fuck everybody in the club tell me that Mariah has secret issues about me and she wanna run up?
So fucking Sky is on this shit.
They always get the bottom of the barrel.
Sky is on that shit, which isn't shocking.
Sukiana.
Yeah, Sukiana and
So that's the gist of the most popular shows on Zeus Network, founded by 2 Black social media influencers and a white woman. Again, when I showed you, I need to show you again.
I mean,
No, I need to show you again. I need to show you for sure.
just a mess.
So this woman here, I really need to show you again. I really need to show you again. Yeah, because we always complaining about shit, right? What are we? These white people, the oppression, the suppression, the white people keeping us down. White people that keep us down. Okay, so let's share the screen one more again. Let's look at Amanda. So I just want to give you an idea. This is Amanda. This is one of the founders of the video that you just saw. Let's scroll a little bit, see if she's promoting what she founded. I mean, after all, you have 22 million followers, according to your Instagram. Oh, look what it says here in her bio. She's a UN ambassador. She's a UN ambassador.
Very interesting.
Let's
The plot thickens. Woo, boy.
Yeah. Oh, look, she's following Zeus Network. That's a good thing.
Oh, she following that money. She following her money. She keep an eye on her money. Make sure them bitches doing what they got to do.
Right. So we're scrolling.
Not supposed to fight, bitch. That's what
Yeah.
she's saying.
So we're scrolling. Nothing about Zeus Network here. No. Which is weird, being a founder and all. That's peculiar. Peculiar. Yeah. That's peculiar. What's his name?
She's wild.
Daystorm. Let's see what Daystorm is doing because he's also a founder. Let's see if he's promoting a little bit of Zeus Network on his page. You guys see anything?
Not yet.
Okay, I don't see.
I don't see none of the beautiful, fun ladies that we just saw on the trailer. She's not hanging with them or inviting them over to eat or.
Interesting. Okay, so let's look at the other guy. Let's look at the other guy.
Surely he's hanging out with someone.
Now, how do you say his name? King Bach or King Bach or King? I don't know. I don't follow these people, although they allegedly have 50 million followers each. I don't follow any of these people.
Right.
Okay, so let's see if he's promoting Zeus Network. After all, he is a founder. He is a founder of the trailer we just saw. Okay. All right. We don't see anything. So none of the three founders are promoting this. So let's take a look at what Lemuel Plummer, the CEO, says about how well the Zeus Network is doing. Okay. Take a look at what he said about it.
Subscriptions or
yeah, so we charge $4.99 a month, and so we make money every month.
How many subscribers I got right now?
I can't tell you that, man.
Okay.
Because then everybody's gonna be counting my bread.
If you want to do an annual subscription, it's $49.99.
$49.99.
Why do I know all?
I know. Look, are you a subscriber? If you're not, we got to get you signed up. We got to get both of you signed up. But we have a lot of subscribers. I mean, we've. I don't want to say how many subscribers, but it's
more than 1 million.
I could say that. Yes, I could say it's more than 1 million. But
when you selling.
When you I know, right? I'm trying to. For me, it's really about if we sell the company. I mean, we're trying to create $1 billion business. I those are tough decisions. We're getting those calls now.
Do you have investors?
No, I independent. I financed it myself. Aggregated some influencers to help come in, and King Badge, Amanda Cerny, Daystorm. They came in, and I brought them into Zeus and gave them some equity when we first launched. And
I know they were like, yes.
No, for sure. And they really helped to get the network off the ground. But yeah, we've definitely had and I have some other partners, Shane Norman, Binku, some other guys that are part of the network. But I'm majority owner in the company. I pretty much make all the decisions. But we have a great team. It's a great team, and yes, we are very close to having a valuation of probably $1 billion, if not now. I mean, so yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I'm happy, but I don't know if I want to sell. What do you think? You think I should sell the company?
Not quite yet. I mean, it just depends. Like, Bob Johnson sold when it made sense for him to sell. You know?
Yeah, and it just depends. Like, you always have to know what your next move is. So if you know what you're selling for to invest in something else, then it's also like you could also get an investor and sell part of it and still remain involved. I think for yourself, it's always what makes sense.
So how do y'all make money off subscriptions? Or?
Yeah, so we charge $4.99 a month, and so we make money every month.
How many subscribers I got right now?
I can't tell.
So let's stop the screen real quick. Israel Grace, we're not knocking the hustler. We're talking about the game, actually. I'm not knocking him. I don't give a fuck how this man makes his money or who wants to roll around on the ground for him and pull someone's wig off. I don't know. I don't care. We're not knocking anybody. We're just talking about it. And please get to the point. I know social media has conditioned y'all to be baby shit soft, but get to the point where you understand people can have conversations without knocking people. We're just talking. This is fucking barbershop talk. We're just talking. I don't give a damn about this man. So let's talk about what he said. He makes the most decisions. Let's talk about how he makes the most decisions, right? As of late, a couple of the women who've been rolling around on the ground, pulling each other's wigs off, have been exposing him for sleeping with a lot of the cast members. Now, this man is running around with a woman called Janisha something, and allegedly, supposedly, that's supposed to be his girlfriend. Now, things are coming out from under the dusty carpet, and they're saying that is a beard. And Lemuel Plummer has been doing some bending, in my Janet Jackson voice, to get money for that company. Now, would that shock us? No, especially with all the revelations and Diddy being exposed. Honestly, it's par for the course in that business. It's who's going to bend and how much you're going to bend for, right? That's not a secret. That's how it works. Also, I'll tell you a quick little story about me before we continue with this. The topic tonight is we want more power, but are we bad at it? Are you bad at it? The pandemic has everybody thinking they're a business owner and an entrepreneur. And we know that that is not the case. Human beings are cattle by nature. They follow. So it's impossible to think that all of a sudden, after the pandemic, arose all these entrepreneurs and business owners. Most of them are terrible, right? We go into these restaurants or we try to order something from somebody that looks like us or shares melanin, and we're like, that was a waste of fucking money. Why did I bother? Right? And then we go back to what's familiar. So we want more power. We complain about we don't own the networks. We complain about we don't own the record labels. We complain about this, that. We don't have power. But when we get power, are we bad at it? Here's a black man collabing with two other black men, some white bitch, and this is the content that they are giving us. Mind you, if this was an all-white company or Mazel Tov owned, all hell would be breaking loose because the retort and reply would be, look at how they doing us. Look at how they showing us. Look at how they depicting us. Look at the tropes and the stereotypes. Look at how they doing us. Right? That would be what would be said. So what do you say when you have a black CEO and two black founders? What do you say then when they're putting out this type of content? Are we bad at business? The first film I was ever in was called Carlito's Angels. The director, owner of the company was a Cubano, a Cuban, Latin guy. I'm on set. People are smoking weed. People are drinking Grey Goose because Grey Goose was one of the sponsors. People fucking in the back. There's fights going on. The director was trying to fuck me. He got to fuck one of the other co-stars. He was already fucking the other co-star because that was his girlfriend. So there were three angels in the movie. It was a spoof on Charlie's Angels. So he was fucking his girlfriend, of course, as his girlfriend. And then, he wanted to fuck the other younger girl. He got to her. Then we're in the car and, waiting for me to do a set. And his girlfriend's asking me to see my titties. Now, thanks for the compliment, bitch. But it just goes to show that's the environment when we have power. This is what happens on these sets, right? So before anybody's like, that happens on white sets too. I'm talking about us right now. Y'all can deal with us talking about us for a second. I'm talking about us right now. So we want more power, but are we bad at it? This Lamar Plummer is now being accused, and I believe it because there are actual audios floating around that this dude is sleeping with the reality show cast, and he's spreading actually STDs, right? So now women are starting to talk. This man is in power. He's a CEO. Are we bad at having power? And I'll pass the mic.
I don't think it's much less we're bad at power than we are great at being hypocrites. Just don't think that overall, we're the same people who enslaved each other, sold each other into slavery, became slave masters ourselves on American soil when we had the opportunity, and we sold crack and just to help destroy our own communities. So I don't think it's a matter in which if half the time we are upset with the oppressor, I think we're just always angry with our cut. Once the cut is different, then our attitudes are different. And we behave like a lot of times those who we claim oppress us, or we just have the opportunity and we gain a degree of power. We just, I guess to some degree, since we're not used to it or we come from power, we just don't understand how to use it or wield it responsibly. We just don't come from power. We just don't have examples of how to move and how to navigate responsibly to where there is a tomorrow and where we're playing the long game. No, we just indulge. We just indulge with every fucking base carnality and behave like fucking animals, and then once we lose our power again, we're back to blaming the corruption, the Illuminati, and all this other wild shit, and Hollyweird and whatever, what have you. That's why when they talk about, you know what I mean, Hollywood and so on, I just fucking laugh because, dude, I've seen quote unquote black-owned spaces behave worse than some of these fucking white-owned spaces. And I'll pass the mic on that.
Okay. Yeah, this is okay. So basically what's going on here is a really good case study. And the case study is this. This is how I'm seeing it. When I look at Lemon Pepper Wings, right? I don't see a gentleman that has always been in the position that he's in. As a matter of fact, I see a person that has probably been in a complete opposite, right, position. Now, the thing is, back to perception being reality, how you feel and how you perceive like the world is how you're going to move in the world. So if you perceive yourself as being oppressed and looked over and, you know, all of those things, then typically, and like Haran was saying, it's not just in Hollywood. Like when a person like that gets into power in any position, whether it's Hollywood or whatever, tech or just the local McDonald's, they're going to, not going to, but a lot of them will their power, because what happens with people like that, one or two things happen. Either they're going to pay the world back for doing them dirty, or say, you know what, I don't like how it felt when it was done to me, so I'm going to put out an opposite energy. Very few choose the latter. Very few choose the latter. And I just felt like he chose the first option, right? And it was based on the fact that he didn't have access to pussy and dick and ass and whatever else he liked prior to, you know, because they still call him Steve Urkel. Like if you're going through the online stuff, even the people who are sleeping with him and taking his money and everyone's using everybody. Everyone's using everyone. Okay. So even the people who are using him don't respect him.
Lily, are you saying that this guy here didn't get no pussy?
I could be wrong.
Didn't look like the most.
This guy with the bad acne that weighs 100 pounds, soaking wet. This guy wasn't getting no pussy out in the real world before Zeus Network took off.
I mean, stranger things have happened.
So they do call him Steve Urkel. First of all, these women, the type of women that do these reality shows, they are vicious. Okay. They come from nothing. They make money acting like they're nothing. These are freaking snakes, right? So we do have this corny, lame, nerdy guy who got, you know, he's just happy to be around pussy. He don't care. He's like, shit, everybody wants me because I'm the CEO. If you believe a Google search, Zeus Network Estates here is estimated at $50 million, right? Estimated since 2018, it built up or whatever. And I showed you the content. I like something you said, Haran, that you reiterated, Lady. Don't come from power. Let's talk about corruption, right? Absolute power corrupts, right? White people have been in power since Adam and Eve, and they've been corrupt just as long, right? However, they're very good and keen at putting on a face in public, right? And then being degenerates and sexual deviants behind the scenes, where it takes a long time to expose a white person because everybody is on code. Everybody's on code, and they come from money, and they know how to pay people off and shut them up. If you notice that Bill Cosby, Diddy, or whatever, they don't know how to be corrupt. They're very, very pompous and arrogant and obnoxious and messy. And when they go down, and it is biblical. White people are smart enough to detach so quickly and get rid of somebody in their circle. What happened to Epstein? They will get rid of your ass before you bring down the empire. Black people, when they get caught, it's a fucking hot mess, right? Because there's fucking text messages and phone calls and pictures, and this one told this one, and you did it in front of the bodyguard. The bodyguard told his wife, and his wife told the hairdresser. It's a very, very messy situation, and you do not have the funds to hide it. the way white people do, because the white people have been in power a whole lot longer, right? Not only that, us as people of color, we got to show everybody we in power. We got to show everybody we making money. This kid goes on Breakfast Clubs and says, we about to be worth $1 billion.
After saying I don't want to tell you how much I make because of
They can't help it. They got to let people know that they got to let people know that they making money. They have no cool, right? So now you're in power. What are you gonna do?
I mean, even bank robbers, even black bank robbers, that's how they get caught all the time. Because, I'm obsessed with watching crime shit. That's how they always get caught. And then there was this one crime syndicate, black, they was doing their thing, right? They was hitting them banks left and right. They had it. They was real tight. Like they was stealing like the white people. But all it took was one. He had to have that Mercedes with that what job he was working, some job, he had to, and that's what got all of them taken down.
Oh man, just to answer the question, no, Adam, I was not there digging them holes for them Jews in NYC. However, I do biz with them Jews. They don't bounce checks like you niggas. Their transactions go through immediately and smoothly. You niggas gotta wait till Friday for the money to be there.
So Black Collar King says a TV network isn't power. So
hold on.
If I own a network, right? I have the power to depict whoever I want, however I want. So it's interesting to me. All of a sudden,
what happened to the agenda?
Hold on. Let me. I gotta move my goalpost, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you gotta move it far, Lily. So we're gonna wait a while for you to come back for that one. Okay.
Okay.
Because a TV network isn't power. So this kid is a CEO of a network. He's not the grip. He's not the guy that brings them the coffees. He's the CEO. You heard him say himself. He's the one that picks the shows, produces whatever. He's bringing people in. They're about to go to $1 billion. Now, it isn't power. So damned if you do, damned if you don't. You want the power. You want to be these CEOs. We have one here. I guess CEO doesn't apply to Black people. And it's funny how Black people themselves tell on themselves that they have no power. They tell on themselves, right? This is a Black man who's a CEO, young guy, company worth $50 million. But according to another Black man, he ain't got no power. He ain't got no power because if he ain't part of the government, and if he ain't part of the government, and he ain't got no power. So the goalpost is constantly moving. The fry guy at McDonald's don't got no power. And now this guy who's a CEO of a network who's putting out content constantly, giving you images of yourself constantly. And people are just glued to their TVs to see these women roll around on the ground. That's no power at all. Honestly, it's constantly like,
I believe that accepting one's powerlessness, or let's just say being powerless, period, is a very lazy form of existence. I think the lazy are fine with being powerless.
Of course.
And hence why a lot of Black people are powerless and they don't want to have power, because there comes a huge slew of responsibilities, problems, and expectations that come along with having power. I personally do not like the idea of being powerless. I don't like the idea of a motherfucker telling me to do shit. I don't even like the idea of a motherfucker authoritatively asking me for a glass of water. There's just something in me that's just like, who the fuck are you talking to? You know what I mean? But there is a sect of people who have no issue with that. They were born to be ruled and told how to move.
I'm surprised you haven't watched Game of Thrones. Always not talk like some of them.
This is a very interesting. I was wondering how the goalposts will be moved tonight because we can expect it, but that was a very interesting one. Okay, it's no longer a problem. So now we don't no longer have to hear about how the white man is making us do things on TV and stuff like that because they have no power. So now that argument is null and void. We won't be hearing that anymore. Good shit. I'm here for it.
So let's hear what I thought this lady had an interesting thing to say. This is her opinion of Zeus Network. I thought it was an interesting take, but I've heard a lot of the same sentiments across social media regarding Zeus Network's content. Also, I thought this was interesting.
Yes, Your Grace. Yes, I think we're cool with someone else claiming responsibility. Yes, absolutely.
So there has been a various amount of petitions on change.org to end Zeus Network. Now, it's not going to end because if there were $50 million, there's a lot of people getting paid off, right? So a couple disgruntled people are not going to move the needle. So they started again January 10th. This is not the first petition versus Zeus Network. It's not the first. Says, why does this petition matter? I am starting this petition to have the entertainment platform Zeus Network to stop and cancel the display of domestic violence, specifically between Blueface and his partner, Krishan. There's a show called Crazy in Love. We have people in the real world suffering and being murdered because of domestic violence every day, yet this network has put it on display and making it seem normal to have domestic violence inside homes amongst children. They have displayed both emotional and physical abuse towards each other over social media and now have a bigger platform thanks to Zeus Network. They have no respect or concern for victims that have PTSD or emotional trauma from past experiences of domestic violence. It is clear that Zeus Network makes profit from this atrocity. Thanks to this show, people are not taking domestic violence seriously, and it is a growing problem and dangerous. Okay, so that's just one petition on the Zeus Network. There's another petition on change.org. The Zeus Network bullies Black female content creators. Okay. She's going on and on about fake copyright strikes. The Zeus Network is trying to delete blah, blah, blah. She has proof that it was Zeus Network. So there are a couple petitions going around trying to stop this network. So I want to pull up what this young lady says so you can hear how some.
And another thing too that I meant to add is that there are people that are speaking out saying that they're also shorting their checks. Like he finds ways to renege on the contracts, and even the way that they do the contracts is not in the most professional way.
Interesting.
I'm not at all shocked. I'm not at all shocked of any of this. I mean, it's just, I think that we'll just use reality TV for right now. I think what we're doing and how we're exploiting each other, I think very much it is akin or parallel with the crack epidemic. Now, on a literal sense, visually speaking, can you see the effects, the damaging effects? Not as much in terms of just rotting, walking zombies, but culturally speaking, yes, you can see the effects. These will have long-lasting effects because this is becoming akin to culture. These kinds of women that are being seen and being connected to this. It's being branded as culture. So if that's being branded as culture, then there are going to be children birthed from this. And it's just the same thing as crack babies, man.
But that's how we got here.
And we had a hand in this.
But that's how we got here, because crack babies are no longer crack babies.
No,
crack
sir.
babies got babies.
No, Israel Grace. No, humanity isn't losing. No, sir. Humanity isn't losing. Black people are losing. Get that straight. There's other factions and tribes that are just fine. You know what I mean? Humanity will dissipate. You know what I mean? However long it takes, thousands of years from now, who knows? But humanity isn't losing. I'm speaking in the sense of this particular tribe right here. It is losing, and it is essentially mirroring the actions that created such a cultural decimation back in the 80s. It's just a new medium, a new drug.
So Louis Kanye brings up a good point. He says, if we don't exploit ourselves, someone else will do it, which goes back to what we usually speak about, that once Black people are in any sort of power, I know a couple of people in the chat don't think this is power at all. Okay. But when Black people are in any sort of power, they use Black people, other Black people, they feel are beneath them the same way white people use them, right? They make $50 million on the backs of Black women who are willing to fight on camera, right? And barely pay them. So they trying to sleep with the CEO. Some of them have slept with the CEO. According to them, he's spreading STDs throughout. So there's a lot there. There's a lot going on there. And I'm noticing that the time clock is sped up, where, again, when you think about somebody like Diddy, that took decades to explode and spill over. It's like a toilet, clogged toilet.
Kelly.
Right? R. Kelly. But it's a clogged toilet, and it takes a while. It's like, oh God, it's about to spill. But with Lamar Plummer, and because things are so sped up with social media, this kid has only been around for a couple of years, and the toilet has exploded. You're being exposed left and right. You're taking it in the butt. You slept with this one. This one exposing. This one got you. This used to take decades.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely, because bad news travels at lightning speed in this day and age, which again, we're seeing cautionary tales left and right of people who did not keep their nose clean. And all it takes is a phone call to the wrong person, or maybe the right person, depending on what side you're standing on. And next thing you know, once that person is deemed doable in the great all circle, the power circle that is the mainstream, you are doable.
Right. And it's somebody who said, oh, Blacks are human. Yes, and that's the fucking point. Because whenever we have these type of conversations, a lot of people rush into our chat or rush up here, and they're like, oh no, we don't do that. Not our culture. That's the white people. It's only white people do is wrong. That's the only people who do us wrong is white people. They're the wrong. That's what's wrong with this world. That's what's wrong with And it's like, well,
when Black people do you wrong, it's because they were influenced by white people. So it always goes back to white people.
Always will go back to white people, and will never. But it's really just humans being human, right? That's it. And then
that's not very specific then.
Right. And so, but a lot of times people like to make Black people Black people morally superior over other humans, right? And it's like, no, it's just humans doing human shit. Like it's really what the hell it is.
Everybody like money. So let's hear, Haran, hold on to that thing that you said about culture and how it's influencing and the babies are coming, because I want to play something else. So I thought this woman's commentary was interesting, and I think it deserves a look-see.
Yes, they have mastered the art, and we're trying to master the art. Clearly not doing too good at it, though.
you're playing something?
Yeah, I don't hear anything. She probably
I don't
thinks.
hear anything. Are you playing something? No, we're not hearing anything.
Hold on. Let me try this. Let me know if you can hear it. Hold on. There's a damn plane going by. Every time there's a plane going by, some shit. Bitch, I said what I said.
All things are attached to God. Oh God. Oh man, that guy again. Oh Jesus.
Let me know if you can hear this. Yay or nay?
No, I can't hear anything.
Can't hear it. Okay, let me see something.
I'm just waiting for the moment where we take the time to really look at ourselves and blame ourselves and not admit to okay, I'm hearing white noise. I'm not hearing anything.
Did you hear that?
I just heard white noise. That's it.
Okay, so you didn't hear the music.
Nope. Didn't hear anything.
All right, let me know if you could hear this.
No.
No?
Nope. Are you trying to play a video? What's going on here?
I'm hearing it on my end, which is weird. It's weird because I could hear it on my end fine. Shit. I don't know why. I can hear it on my end.
I don't know if the signal is just running directly into your headphones. I don't know. Who knows? It could be.
Okay, let me see if I unplug it. Can you hear it then?
Probably.
Let me know if
Because then it will automatically switch to your MacBook speakers.
Okay, let's see. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Bitch, I said what I said. I had
my head again. I just got that song out of my head. She moved in all week. She's been living here all week singing that song.
Can you hear that?
Nope. Okay, you have something going on over there. I'm gonna have to look into it with you later.
Can you hear it?
No.
They refuse to let us live.
No, ma'am.
Celebrate and laugh.
Oh, now we got it. All right.
A diverse tapestry of our community.
Listen.
The fact that your mind says, hey, we should do dark skin versus light skin, and not understand how problematic that is, shows me you don't give a fuck about how you portray Black people to an audience, whether it's us or others. This is some plantation shit.
Yeah.
So don't anybody talk to me about fucking Zeus again. They're so, and I would invite any of them to come on here, but then taking this flyer down and then putting it back up to say, hey, our aim is to unify, celebrate, and laugh together as we explore a diverse tapestry of our community.
That's bullshit.
The fact that your mind says, hey, we should do dark skin versus light skin, and not understand how problematic that is, shows me you don't give a fuck about how you portray Black people to an audience, whether it's us or others. This is some plantation shit.
Okay, so basically, what she's testing. So basically, what she was saying was Zeus Network started doing like these in-person events, and one of them was light skin versus dark skin. So they took all the light skin reality show cast members and they pit them against dark skin ones, and that's how it was supposed to be. And then they were planning on doing actual boxing matches. I don't know how far that went. I know Natalie Nunn actually fought somebody in a ring.
A hell of a chin.
And Nick Cannon was behind that too, right?
And Mayweather. Yeah, and Mayweather.
Wow.
So, so here we are. It is some plantation shit, right? But again, look who's behind it. There is a plethora of black men behind pitting these women like pit bulls. And they're using complexion. Now, what if a white person put a fight out, right? Dark skin versus light skin. Well, Black Lives Matters would rebrand, the band would get back together, and they would tour all over the United States of America because a white person is putting dark skin versus light skin, would they not?
Well, yes, but here's the funny thing about this. Again, off the point of what I was saying earlier, I think that 20 or 30, maybe 30 or 40 years from now, when we have this discussion about the effects of what all this shit that's happening, the effects that it had on our children and the culture, I don't think the Zeus networks will be mentioned. It will rest solely on the shoulders of white people, because when we discuss the crack epidemic, what's usually discussed and concentrated on? The Iran Contra hearing, the dumping of cocaine into specific areas of the community. We don't talk about how the Nicky Barneses and the Frank Lucases and so on were on the fucking take. We don't discuss that. We make movies about that.
Yeah, we glorify them.
We turn them into fucking heroes. You know what I mean? Sure. But we ignore that they were on the fucking take. Just like we ignore that a lot of times that Africans sold us into fucking slavery. You know what I mean? We always ignore we always ignore our role in the situation, and we always rest the blame on the oppressor when the after effects are immense, and they will be.
It's already showing now. I ended up going down a short rabbit hole of Gen Alpha, and I had to back up out of that when I was like, these little badass kids, I'll fuck one of them up.
So speaking of the kids, I want to play something.
Oh God. Yeah, it's bad. I went down a rabbit hole last weekend, and I clicked on one video for Gen Alpha.
So again, I want to prefix this by saying there are little black and brown boys and girls at 3 years old speaking 5 languages. Okay. However, they don't get highlighted like what I'm about to play for you. Okay. So you can, again, some, not all, wherever you like. But right now I'm talking about the problem. Because the best of us is usually not showcased and put on the cover of Vogue magazine.
Absolutely not. Because our culture is very much anti-intellectual. It's pro-physicality, anti-intellectual. And in this day and age, if the only thing that you can provide is physicality, you can be used and you will be exploited. A combination of the two is the best condition from my perspective. Knowing when to move, as if you're facing a chess table, and knowing when to move as if you're on a literal battleground with nothing but a meat cleaver in your hand and going berserk when you have to. I believe having two of those things in one person is the most ideal.
Okay. Let me share the screen and show you this child. And this was so sad, because I'm like, you know what I always say here, children are born and then adults happen to them. And this little girl deserves so much better than this. But we can't help everybody, unfortunately.
So what happened was he was telling my mama all that stuff. I said, "Your mama." Then he called my mama stupid. So we start squaring up, and so my attention is saying that we start squaring up. The principal had to get us, and then I went out the principal office, and then he looking at me sideways like, I said, "What you want to do? What you want to do?" And then he said, and then the principal take me to the office, and then I said, I don't want this stupid school anyway. I want to go to first grade anyway. And then, second of all, because you're not going to step up my mama when your mama there too. So what happened was.
So,
I mean, she is continuously around someone who behaves like a fucking animal, who does not know how to articulate themselves, even at a base level. That child is literal. This is abuse. This constitutes as abuse. And whatever potential that young girl has, it looks like she can still be somewhat saved, but a lot would have to be done. I mean, a lot. She would need, that child would need at least 5 years, if not more, of constant therapy, well into her teens, to remove or at least manage whatever the hell is going on over there. I mean, she's squaring up. She's balling her fists like a guy. I mean, like, that's Jesus Christ.
So there's a couple of things I'm seeing. One, this is the total perfect exhibit A, because when I went down that rabbit hole, this is what all the daycare providers and the school teachers were describing. And specifically what they were saying, pretty much all of them, is that these kids are emulating two things, which is pretty much one and the same. The reality shows that we're talking about, and or their parents who watch the reality shows who also mimic the reality shows. That's what we're seeing. And this is becoming a all too common thing, right? But just like with fentanyl and everything like that, they're not going to say anything until it crosses over into their neighborhood, right? But see, that's what our community is always waiting for it to affect somebody else's community and for them to speak up, right? And for them to have standards and for them to put a stop to it. It's the same thing.
Some people might feel otherwise. I don't think Barack Obama shouldn't even have fucking happened based on this, man. Like, does it even fucking matter? The idea of having a black president, the idea of having an example of blackness advancing, whether or not you agree with the man's politics and so on and so forth. I'm not talking about that dumb shit. I'm talking about the example of blackness advancing to the highest seat in America. That in itself, hopefully, with a woman who was the pristine example of scholarly excellence, a woman who carried herself with demure, for all extents and purposes, a lady, a true and actual lady. All of these things are more or less forgotten now. They might as well not have even been there, you know. But those examples, they were not taken and to some degree exercised or at least allowed to proliferate. And I think that a lot of us had, you know, we chose that. We could have chosen something else, but we chose what was easier. And what was easier was the problem that we have right now. It's easier to behave like this. It's easier to go down this particular road. It's easier to exploit ourselves.
I agree with you partially. I disagree with you vehemently for the part about Obama. I think Obama was very necessary. And yeah, we're looking at a lot of the hot garbage. That is true. However, I guarantee Obama influenced a nation of people to want to go to college and want to study law and want to marry a woman of Michelle's caliber. It's just that, again, they don't get the center seat of attention. They don't get the attention. But I guarantee Obama almost made me a voter. And I don't fucking vote. You know what I mean? But he influenced so many people. I guarantee fucking college admissions went up. He was so inspirational and so amazing. And he didn't do it hokey. So he affected even more people, right? Because when they're too hokey, when they're too square, you alienate, a whole demographic. So I think he was very necessary. But let's not veer into Obama was supposed to fix the Black community and all the ratchets. Because
I'm not saying that.
He has the ratchets. No, I was saying that every race and ethnicity has the ratchets. That's never going to change. It's just unfortunately for the Black community, the ratchets are always the representation in media, and media is big.
And that is, I guess, in some regard, I'm not going to deny his influence, but it's like, I guess for me, in some sense, I'm saying like, here it was something that really I'm not going to see again. We're not going to see again in our lifetime. That's the Obamas is what it's going to be what it is. If it happens again, we're most likely not going to be here. But the point here that I'm saying is that.
Wait a minute now, Herman. We got about another 50 years left. Slow down, soldier.
Where this is going.
I'm about to say, what planet are we moving like to another planet?
You know what I'm saying?
We are moving, Lily. We are moving.
You know what I mean? The overall point here that I'm making here is that I do wish that it could have steered where what this is wouldn't be so fucking dominant. You know what I mean? I just wish that all of this just wasn't so fucking dominant. But there's just so much attached. Again, at the end of the day, the exploitation of Black people is and always has been a $1 billion industry within itself. So
right. And the problem is, here's the problem. And I understand, and trust me, I understand your point of view. I respect it. I get it. I think it would have changed. Honestly, I think Obama would have changed. And I believe Obama changed a lot of minds and people and inspired, right? But the problem in the Black community is the Black community. That's the problem with the community, the Black community. And the Black community, the demographic specifically that I'm talking about, because I say Black and everybody's like, you're talking about us. If it doesn't apply, let it fly, put it in a bubble and blow it away. You can sit here and say Puerto Ricans. If it ain't me, it ain't fucking me. Right?
Did you see Black people separate? Black people are stepping up. There's a lot of Black people stepping up and distancing themselves from this type of buffoonery. So yeah, they're not even in the conversation. They doing their thing.
Right. So my point is that, yeah, he could have influenced a lot more, but we are underestimating the love that demographic of Black community, how much they love ratchet, degenerate, disgusting. I mean, look at that girl, that Sukiyana girl. She's one of the most filthiest rats I've ever seen. A fucking network, and fuck that Zeus is, it's Black owned, blah blah. This they have to broadcast from somewhere, and where they're broadcasting from isn't Black owned. You know what I'm saying? They're broadcasting from somewhere, and that part isn't Black owned. So to allow this, I thought Cardi B was bad until I saw Sukiyana, and Cardi B's bad. She disgusts me as well. But that Sukiyana chick, the most filthy, she's like a Medusa to me. Like just historically a vile, disgusting specimen of a female. I can't even call her a woman, but I know she is a female because it has a vagina.
We've all seen it.
We've all seen it several times. Just repulsive. She looks like Tracy Morgan in a wig. Just repulsive.
You know, so
how far we've fallen.
I'm gonna tell y'all something that'll blow your mind, and it's blowing my mind now that I'm thinking about it. Compared to New York, Pollard, and Delicious,
right?
New York and Delicious, these chicks are ladies compared to
Little Kim.
Compared to what exactly? Compared to them, like they're like ladies.
Actually, compared to the porn stars of the yesteryear, they were still ladies.
Yeah, at least they wouldn't even like Heather Hunter wouldn't dare act like this in fucking public.
And Heather Hunter took dick on camera.
I've even seen Vanessa Del Rio act like this.
None of them.
No, this is really like very repulsive, disgusting, like the lowest level of females. And here's the thing, I'm not talking about sex work. I don't give a damn about sex work. You gonna go fuck a guy for $5,000 in the bathroom? Nobody knows but you and him. Fair exchange ain't no fucking robbery. You just don't want to waste time in a relationship, and he don't want to waste time in a relationship. He's giving you some money, give you some chips, but go do what you gotta do, Melissa Ford. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But even that, whether we like it or not, it's a job.
Yes.
It's work. It's a job. But these women, for nothing, are acting like the most vile creatures. I've seen animals with more decorum. They're like just I can't even. I gotta stop talking. I want to address this real quick. Gary Smith. I don't know if you are white or black or yellow or brown. I don't know what you are, but I gotta address this. The problem is, at what point do Black people start taking accountability for their own community and choices? Here's the thing. There are two parts of the Black community, and also no community, not a one, not white people, not Black people, not green, not brown, not purple, not yellow. No community takes accountability for damaging shit. None. So if you're waiting on the Black people to do it, white people ain't gonna do it. White people have single-handedly destroyed this country with the clowns that they put in the fucking Oval Office. When are they gonna? When are the white people gonna come out and say, "We fucked up. We gave you a clown for 4 years. Then we gave you a man that's so old he doesn't know his left from his right." When are white people gonna do that? So that's not race specific. When is anybody gonna take accountability?
I'm about to say, you can't even get individuals to take accountability. So now you want a whole group of people to step up and say, you know what? We're fucked up.
Well, like, yo, man, like everybody just be boldly playing in everybody's fucking face.
They do. They do.
Like, let's just take for a second and just put in perspective for one moment. Kevin Hart, with all his 5 feet and 1 inch, tried to convince us he was Danny Ocean with a straight fucking face. 2 fucking hours.
Minutes. I gave that movie 12 minutes.
That motherfucker tried
better
to
than me. I cannot
all
put
of
Kevin
us
Hart.
that he was Daniel Ocean within 2 fucking hours. And I'm like, really, Kevin? You Danny Ocean, Kevin? But guess what? Motherfuckers did it because it's like everybody is just playing in everybody's fucking face. Like, we don't know that you got it. We don't all see that you got a booger hanging out your fucking nose. And you talking like we don't all know, yourself included, that you got a booger hanging out your fucking nose.
Did you see how tiny the people were that they cast opposite him?
Oh my God.
Like, where'd they find all these tiny people?
I'm like, oh my God, man. Like, and the motherfucker, I was about to turn it off when the motherfucker actually took down 2 fucking, foreign terrorists with guns, and he took down both of these motherfuckers on the plane tilting to the left. I was like, holy shit. But anyway, the whole point being, hey, leave Vanessa Del Rio out.
Leave Vanessa Del Rio out. I've been told I look like her. Is that true? Hit that Cash App on the block with Jen. If you want to, I should play her in the movie, right?
You should. Everybody loves Vanessa Del Rio.
You have to. Well, after your boob job, you look like Vanessa Del Rio, and I realized the other day who else you look like.
Be careful.
You look like younger version of prime Jasmine Guy.
I don't like that comparison. I've heard that a lot. I don't think I look like her.
Oh, it's like you see it, bone structure. You heard that a lot, right?
I heard Jasmine Guy and Debbie Allen and Salt My Life.
Yeah, like Debbie. Oh yeah, Debbie Allen when she was on Fame. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard Jasmine Guy, Debbie Allen, and Salt forever. Salt is the lighter, shorter one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those 3.
I remember my ex looked like Salt. Yeah.
Salt was bad. Salt was bad back in the day, but baby, now when I saw, Salt ate Salt.
Salt ate salt.
She had a lot of salt.
Yeah, we gonna leave Vanessa out of it for sure. We're gonna leave Vanessa out of it. Yeah, so again, going back to what you said, Lily, the answer is separation, separation, separation. This is not going to change. It's not going to change. There is no hero big enough, not even God himself and the Jesus that they worship can fix the Black community as a community. It's not going to happen. So separation is going to be imperative for survival.
You know what? Yes, because there comes a time when the building is so dilapidated and so weather-worn and so fucked up that the only answer is a wrecking ball.
Yep, and we got a super chat, and I would like to answer his question.
Okay, let's pull up the super chat. Thank you for the super chat, Fahim Jackson. He always comes with a good one. Let's look in the little Fahim Jackson bag. Fahim Jackson says, only problem with the degeneracy is that we don't have the full luxury of separation. I don't even want to visit DR because of the passport problem dudes causing. We can separate, but can we fully?
And that, I wanted us to do a episode about how, in the beginning of the pandemic, a lot of Black Americans were going over to Africa. There was this big Back to Africa movement. Well, now there's another big movement.
Isn't it called Blacksit? Something like that, Blacksit.
Yeah. And now they're getting put out. A lot of these countries don't want them anymore. But to answer Fahim's question, I say yes and no. In this country, you can't fully separate. They're going to see what they see. I said the only way to fully separate is to move. I mean, out of this particular country. But even then, where do you go? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how that looks. But
wait a minute, Louis Kanye be dropping gems. He says he has the solution. I'd like to hear that, Louis Kanye. I'd love to hear your solution for Fahim Jackson's question.
It's either that or civil war.
Well, that's inevitable at this point.
You can't have a Black civil war, sir.
It's inevitable. Well, it's not going black on black, but it just seems like they're trying to push us in that damn direction any damn way. Just go ahead and kick the shit off. Let's just go ahead and they'll take the law. Let's just all go outside right now.
We're just gonna have to grab Charleston White and chuck him over a goddamn cliff. Like, yo, this is.
Ooh, how they defend that man. You got to know a demographic that thinks that is their leader. Like they traded in Kevin Samuels for him. So it's just getting worse. It's degenerating. It's worse and worse and worse. And I'm starting to see in the comments the same thing that they used to say about Kevin Samuels. That they don't like him because he's telling the truth.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the same shit they used to say about Kevin Samuels. So it's degenerating worse and worse and worse. Like the building you're talking about that's going to need a wrecking ball eventually.
And now after he done said all that truth, what is this motherfucker doing now? He on TV trying to get some pussy. He on stage, telling some motherfucking jokes. The motherfucker did all that shit just to get up a lick, just to, get some eyeballs on him. And
who did he use though? What eyeballs did he get? He didn't get white, Latin, or Asian eyeballs. Who's he performing for? Who's praising him?
That's it. See, the real threats to any system, the real threats to anything, they get exterminated. Any real threat, they give you a chance. You know what I mean? All our heroes who were.
Who can we blame? Israel Grace. Israel Grace. Who can we blame? Who can we blame? Who can we blame?
Oh, can't blame him. Well, if he's
following him,
I was just about to say that. Like, if he's slow, what that say about you niggas? Like,
damn, this is crazy.
But here's the thing. How is he slow? He knows how to get on social media. He knows how to book shows and get paid. He knows how to travel. He knows how to manipulate Black people. It takes some smarts to manipulate people. He knows how to manipulate them. He knows what to say. He knows how to trigger people. So how is he slow?
Right,
I don't think it takes that much to manipulate or trigger Black people.
Right, he just uses. Basically, he uses he does this thing. I noticed what he does. This is his trick. He does the good old fashioned division, but then he also does, and I noticed the Black community really loves this, the good old fashioned flip flop and open hypocrisy, so that both parties can be like, you get what I'm saying? Meaning one side could be arguing, oh, he's for the community. Yeah, but he did this. And then it's a constant argument in the comment section. And that's how he's like, oh, okay.
Right.
Look, listen, I literally, all I have to do is speak as if I only have a 4th grade education, say nigga every 5 seconds, and essentially blame everything on the system. And all of a sudden, I'm the new freedom fighter of the community.
But that community that he's speaking to, they don't want solutions. None of them want solutions.
No. I wanted to say,
they want someone who tells the truth real loud. That, you know.
Who was that little girl imitating? Clearly, who was she imitating? That little baby.
What the man yelled like the father who?
Oh, that was Krishan all day long. If you did a side by side, those movements, the backing up, the I'm just only thing she was missing was
broken. The clap.
Yep. And the whole backing up and
that was hard to honestly. That was hard to watch because that's a little girl. Like, she should be in something pink. She should be washed. Her hair should be done. Like, that was hard to watch. It was hard to watch. It's sad because, and it goes back to what you said, Ron. It's abuse. It's abuse. That they're ruining her for her future. That is abuse. You are stunting this human being for her future. She's gonna end up in jail, dead. You know what I mean? Just, it's sad because it's a little girl. It's a little girl. Louis Kanye, we will close with you. I'm very curious what your solution is, because this is pretty heavy. Okay. Can you fully separate? And will media let you separate when they're pumping all these characters as the representation of the Black community?
First of all, pardon my I'm just recovering from, I lost my voice from being sick.
Okay. Well, glad you're better.
Yeah. Yes. Stop consuming the negative product. The first step of separation starts at home. Treat your progeny, teach them well, and I don't have no one in my circle that's not about shit. Everyone in my close circle, we got shit going on together. And it's funny how much people they love to read The Prince by Machiavelli, the 48 Laws of Power, The Art of War, but nobody applies this fucking shit. No, I'm serious. I think of separation, and I'm almost like you, Jen. I'm at the point of straight up eugenics. No, selective breeding.
Yes,
I'm about selective breeding. Use these degenerates for what they are to make money off of. This is a whole trick economy, and I'm doing the pimping. Plain and simple. I'm going to make the money off of them, but I'm not associating with them. And I don't allow no negativity in my circle. Plain and simple. I like what I told my stepson: stay away from people who have nothing to lose. People that have nothing to lose, you will lose it all.
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, and you don't even got to go Jonathan Majors. Look at how many people you see on the news, unfortunate incidences, and then when all the information comes out, it was due to association to being around knuckleheads. That great potential was lost due to fuckery, just by association. I like my kids when they're around. I vet who my kids be around. I vet who's in my circle. Me, what I'm doing, right now. I have a millionaire as a mentor. I have a couple of very successful Black business people that I learned from. Because my goal is to get the fuck away. But unfortunately, in our culture, we are addicted to the degeneracy and the fuckery. The fuckery is like a drug for us. Let's be for real. We love this shit. A lot of us. It's intoxicating. And like any drug, it may feel good at the beginning, but it consumes you. It drags you down this deep abyss. I don't know if I'm making any sense here, and I apologize for my voice and everything.
No, you are making a lot of sense, and I will concede. I used to be interested in all those shows when they started, like Love and Hip Hop, Basketball Wives. I was like, ooh, the drama, and then as the seasons went on, I literally, and this is no lie, I started feeling sick watching it. I started feeling sick. Like, I'm like, it's the same drama, the same fighting. It wasn't computing in my brain why these women were hanging together but hated each other. And in my life, I don't do frenemies. So I'm like, I'm watching women that do frenemies. Why am I, if I don't do it, why am I watching this in a constant cat fighting it? And it's funny because I told you I turned on because we're still in the business. So sometimes we will research. And I was watching the whole Brittany Renner insertion and Shawnee, the boss, right? And even Brittany Renner, okay, we all know what she's about. She was sitting at that reunion saying, because they were like, you don't follow any of us. She was like, I don't even follow the show. Like, when I'm around y'all, I start shaking. It is so tough. And this is Brittany Renner. She was like, when I'm around y'all, and then she pointed at the other couch where it was Shawnee O'Neal, Evelyn Lozada, Jennifer Williams, and Brooke Bailey. And she was like, y'all like the Twitter thug couch, all of you. And she was like, yeah, it's unnerving. And I believed her. I believed her because that is the feel when you're not used to that, when you're not used to being around a group of women that act like that, it does sicken you. It sickened me through the TV. So I know she felt sick being there. And she left, by the way. I didn't even know that. She left the show.
Oh, so she put her money where her mouth is. Yeah, like I'm with you on that, Jen. That was what made me stop because I said, hold up. My life don't have any of this shit. Like, it don't look nothing like this at all. Like, I don't have these type of friendships, these ins and outs. I've never been an in or outer. Like, I've never been that girl. Once it's done, it's done. Go on about your life. But like, I just couldn't stand. Like, I'm like, it was just weird. It was the same storyline. And then I stopped years ago, and they're still basketball. They're still arguing about the same shit.
Same thing.
When I was younger, you know, as an older man looking at Ev now, it's just age is just an amazing thing. Because when I was younger, Ev was pretty much the kind of woman that I dealt with. You know what I mean? And I said to myself, like, wow, man, you know, looking at her now through this lens, and I've been through all these women, I'm saying to myself, like, this is just fucking disgusting.
No, you know well, they were there at the age they are now, and everything they experienced, and all the money they accumulated, taking their shoes off, and ready. Evelyn, all of them taking their shoes off, getting ready to throw down.
You're approaching grandmother level, sis. Like you're approaching that age, and you're over here taking your earrings off. It was just mind boggling.
That's why when when we see kids like the kid we were watching earlier, this is what they're looking at. Like, who are they supposed to? This is what the mainstream Black culture looks like for them.
And then it's at home too.
And it's at home.
And aunties and cousins.
They don't stand a chance. Like, all they do is just shove an iPad. Because they call the Generation Alpha iPad kids. That's their nickname to like the teachers and the daycare providers and stuff like that have given them. And so they shove those in their face. Either that, the other thing I'm noticing that they shove in their face is food. Because I'm seeing so many kids that can barely walk down the street. Kids. Like,
yeah, no, they said kids are obese as well. We did that. Remember, we did that topic, and and kids are obese in this country as well. Abby had an interesting comment. She says, Louis Conyers, when you were talking about separation and who you're going to be around, it's funny because Abby says, sounds like those 3 silent partners at the Zeus Network. Remember, they're not anywhere near the riffraff, but I think she's asking here what he's saying, no association on social media. So yeah, I mean, they get it. They get it. They like the degeneracy. We'll get paid off of it, but you're not going to see it in our space, on our Instagram. But Lamont Plummer, the CEO, he's all about that. What were you going to say, Louis?
Yeah. For Lily, did you get any of those books that I sent you?
I ordered 2 of them, actually. Yep.
I have another one. I have another one I think you should read. I think it'll help you with your business.
Hold on.
Leaders. Lead us.
Let us. Oh, come on, phone. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Yes, I've booked shit lately.
Like I like, because I went through a long period of depression where in my generation we had hope during the 90s, and I think it was 2 or 3 episodes ago we was talking about Schomburg and, you know, with the conscious community, and you have like, where did everything go to in the past 30 fucking years? I went down a rabbit hole and came to a realization it's done. There's no Black community, period. It's just a abyss of lost individuals. No matter how much money you're going to spend on it, no matter how many fucking studies you will do, it's not going to help. The only thing that's going to help this Negro is science. And I'm going to leave it right there.
So that's very interesting, and we're gonna cut out soon, but that's very interesting because one thing that this specific Black community is constantly talking about is rich people not giving back to them, right? But this is why I say cut the reparations check, because it has to be proven, right? And I'm like, I don't know why they're hesitating to cut the reparations check, because they're just gonna give it right back. Just cut the check.
Jen, you want mentors? I have hundreds of fucking mentors right here in my room right now.
Mm-hmm.
All you motherfuckers that love to talk about this book, do you fucking apply it? Do you?
People love them some 48 Laws of Power.
Don't they know?
They do. Go to, honey.
You motherfuckers talk about this shit all the time, but do you fucking apply it?
See, here's the problem is with those 2 books. Like, one person was saying, like, oh, 48 Laws of Power, you know what I mean? The only thing it does is teaches you to be a sociopath. And I had to sit the person down. I'm like, first of all, motherfucker, you can't be taught to be a sociopath, okay? You know what I mean? No. But to some degree, it is basically giving you game on how you at least need to separate yourself from your emotions to actually move with some sense of progression in life if you want to obtain power.
I love this one right here.
Basically, it's stoicism.
Absolutely. American civilization, the Negro, and then it's an American civilization. I'm going to get that one.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Like, you have mentors. It's called a fucking bookstore. You want a business? You want to do something in business? Learn about leadership. Get some books on how to start a business. Learn about fucking economy. All you want to do is bask in your fucking trauma, and you're addicted to it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Black people do not want to be free. All they want is a more compassionate slave master. Plain and simple.
Jeez.
Because freedom takes responsibility.
Your own worst enemy is your fucking self. If you wanna challenge yourself, get to read David Goggins' book. You Can't Hurt Me. It teaches about you want to hack that brain because all of us have fears. You want to conquer yourself. We all have defaults. Read David Goggins. That's all you need to do. And address your own issues. Every day when I wake up, I slap the bitch out of me. When I'm in the bathroom, before I wash my ass, I slap the bitch out of me because I'm a bitch. And I have to slap it out every fucking day. The only easy day was yesterday because I got through it. Every new day is a fucking trial, a struggle. Motherfuckers afraid to do the hard work. That's why I said bosses are going to be bosses. Bosses is going to do boss shit. And tricks are going to do what a trick is. And this life is pimping a hoeing. Which one are you? If you're afraid to do the hard work, just admit it. I apologize. I apologize for that.
Oh, nah, brother. Go ahead, man.
Please don't. I'm like, I need to clip that. Please don't apologize. We all needed to hear it because I feel like we bosses up here, but I'm like, well, shit. We needed to hear that too. So I totally appreciate it. Totally appreciate it.
The only easy day is yesterday. Plain and simple. People are afraid to relish in the pain and struggle. Pain is what hardens you.
Yeah.
What they say, hard times make
go.
Hard times make.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say hard times make for strong men, and good times make for weak men. So everyone wants to just be in good times all the time, and then wonder why. That's why it goes back to what I was saying earlier. That's why I like to look at everything as character building exercises, because those are opportunities to build those muscles of whatever muscle you're asking to build. Like what Lewis was saying, like slapping the bitch out of you or whatever.
That was deep.
Yeah, for me, it's fear. Like people always like, "Oh my God, you're so fearless." I'm like, no, I appear fearless. Let me explain to you. I do a lot of shit shaking and trembling in my fucking boots, but I do it. That's the end.
Oh, here's another one. This may ruffle some feathers.
I can't see that one. Okay, no. You have to read that one. It's not picking
Negro
up.
and Beast. The Negro and Beast.
Okay.
The
Negro.
I love to read what the enemy writes. And what's so unfortunate, we have devolved into perpetuating the actual fucking negative stereotypes that the enemy has put on us. You allowed yourself to become the Frankenstein monster that they wanted you to be. And that's what's sad.
So I was on Facebook last week, and a particular woman, she's an OnlyFans girl from New York. She does her thing or whatever, she gets some money. But she got into a rant that I had to fall back and listen to because she was dropping gems. Because a dude in the comment section, he said something to the effect of, women need to be submissive to men even when they're poor. And this woman went on a long rant, and the core of the rant was that women aren't going to submit to men if you are poor, if you have no resources, if you do not exude strength, if you do not exude safety. They will not do that, and they should not. She was basically saying, I should not have to or be guilted into loving or supporting a man who is ambitious, a man who has no skills in order to obtain anything in life, essentially a bum. She basically said her father told her not to do that, and she also, stated, which is true, that it's funny how men tell their daughters to stay away from the motherfuckers that these dudes, behave and act in the comments and so on and so forth. Their fathers, most of the time, if they have daughters, they tell them to stay away from these kinds of men. And it just comes to the point where it's just like, you're being told, in not so many words, how to have and how to gain the life that you want to have. But it boils down to whether or not you have the courage. And I don't know if it's really a sense of courage or just maybe you just weren't, you just don't have the genetic disposition. You just don't have it in you. You just don't have the grit. Because everyone, I could say to a degree, has the space to do it, but everyone isn't built for it, we can say. Right. Everyone isn't built, and everyone doesn't have the grit to become a boss. Everyone doesn't have the grit. For me personally, my movement and the way I move comes from my hatred of losing, my utter hatred of the thought of losing. I can't stand that shit. I don't sleep well at the idea if I lost at something, I'm bad at it. I learn from it, but I'm bad at it. And that's what motivates me. That's what motivates me to be great. I can't fucking lose.
And how do you know you're right about the fact that we have the opportunity, but most people don't have it in them? We live in America. That is enough proof. Because if you, like, at this stage of the game, if you were born and raised in this country and you're of a particular age and you're still choosing to be a loser, that's a clear choice, because all of us on here have a slew of plausible excuses that we can choose to pick from at any given day to not participate in our own life and our own greatness or whatever, right? We can all choose to do that at any given moment. We just don't, right? And because we've the things that we've gone through just to elevate, people wouldn't be willing to do. So yes, that's it's no excuses in this country, at least. Now, other parts of the world, it could be more debatable, but in this country, even if you was born in the backwoods of Mississippi, your ass can hitchhike your way up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I'm noticing that a good number of motherfuckers done got tossed up out the chat tonight. What the fuck?
Yeah, yeah, they could figure it out in another chat. Louis Cognier, after we cam down and everything, can you put all those book titles in the comment section? Not here in the chat, because this is going to disappear. The chat's going to disappear. But in the comment section, if you would be so kind to throw those titles in the comment section when we cam down on the actual YouTube stream, because a lot of people are interested in those books. And I don't want it to disappear in the chat. Always a pleasure when you come up. Such a well-read gentleman. That was really dope. Thank you for sharing that with us. I mean, that even, woke me up to certain things. Because even when we're full steam ahead and we're thinking that we got it all figured out, it's like somebody says something else.
Can I say something?
Yeah, absolutely. Please.
I don't know jack shit. You want to know why I'm a genius?
Why?
Because I know that I'm not.
Right.
It's about putting in the work. And I'm not at my destination. I'm still on my journey. I may never get there.
There is no
but it's the fact that I'm in my fucking journey. I'm not stationary. How people talk about settling. Some people just came to the realization that they won't amount to shit. Period. And they can't handle it. Some of it is not their fault. It's like this. Does anybody here have dogs? Does anybody here have a pet?
I used to, but nah, not currently.
What happens when your dog get rabies? You put them down.
You got to put that thing down.
You love your dog, but unfortunately, you got to put it down.
For the sake of everyone.
So it's like what I say in the movie 300, you got to chuck them over the cliff.
And Earth does it every now and then.
This is why, you know what I mean, people who are not motivated, people who don't have at the very least, a base IQ, average IQ, anyone else who doesn't fit that criteria should not be allowed to procreate. And they should be, you know what I mean, and they should be exterminated. That's not going to happen, but in the grand scheme of things, you see, here's the thing, man. The most competent and the most productive people in the world don't run out there and have a whole bunch of fucking kids. Unless you're super fucking rich and can afford them. But the motherfuckers that usually have most of the kids, and my professor told me that one time, he's like, you go to the hood, what do you see a lot of? You see a lot of fucking kids. You see a lot of some poverty-stricken neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that Dominican episode?
Yeah.
Talking about white by law.
Oh, I remember you saying that, white by law. Yep. Is that about the one drop rule or something?
No, it talks about who is white in society. That's why I say I'm not black. Black is a class, just like white. Europeans never got along with each other. It's only here in America. It's a power structure. That's why I was talking when you had the Dominican episode. This was what I was referencing. White by Law by Ian Haney Lopez.
Yeah, and people will never, they love that word black boy, like they love their white Jesus. That's gonna stick. So yeah. All right, guys, that was our show for tonight. Great show tonight. Thank you so much for everyone who contributed. Thank you for the super chats. Don't forget Cash App on the Block with Jen if you enjoyed the show. Louis Kanye is going to be so kind as throw them book titles in the comment section once we calm down. Chat, thank you for being here and for holding us down. Yes, I had to get rid of a couple of you because it's Friday night and y'all still don't know how to act. Sisterhood Sips, check us out. Let me remove the banner so you can follow all of us on social media.
We have a new reel out for you all on our Sisterhood Sips pages.
We do. This was a great one. We're gonna keep bringing you good content per usual. This was a good one. If you're missing it or you coming in late, rewind this one. This is a real good one. Lots of gems. Very inspirational tonight. We broke down some things. All right, guys. So this is our Friday night. We will see you here mañana. Good night.
Good night.
Hit that like and subscribe on your way out the door, ladies and gentlemen. And good night. This was a good one, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. All right, guys. Good night.